Hello everyone out there. So some of the information that I'm getting coming through my pipeline is that if you are donating masks to hospitals, they do need some type of moisture barrier for them to use them. So vacuum bags seem to be the best option from the research that I've been doing. So when you are cutting the pattern that I gave you, you're gonna cut 2 pieces per size in the cotton fabric and 2 pieces per size in the vacuum bag. And an easy way for you to deconstruct the vacuum bag is just to cut off the top. You wouldn't be able to use those pieces because they have glue on them, so make sure you're not to do that. Cut them off. They seem to be pretty light, so I'm gonna be lining mine with the cotton as well. So a lot of the bags have some type of center seam. Just cut along that center seam. And then you'll be able to have a nice flat piece. These bags actually have a lot. You could definitely get maybe 4 masks out of this. Like I said, it's pretty thin, so I'm gonna put a thinner cotton on the backing of this, and I'll show you what I mean right now. Another thing that I keep getting from people is there's a massive elastic shortage. You can use hair ties, and the best way to do that is you just cut the hair tie right at where the conjoining pieces were, and then you'll be able to sew these like that, and I'll show you what I mean right now. So this is very good elastic to be using right now. So let's see what that looks like. All right, so I'm gonna show you, there's obviously all different types of vacuum bags that you can use, and depending on the thickness, I think that there's a better way to use them for lining. So this bag that I had, this vacuum bag, focus, okay, is actually pretty thick. So this one I'm going to be leaving as just itself. I have other vacuum bags that are very paper-like, extremely thin. So I'm gonna be using my cotton to line them, and then put the cotton liner on the outside. So I'll show you what I mean by that. Okay, so here is the cotton outside of my mask that I'm gonna be using. And then I have my pretty paper thin, this is like a standard vacuum bag, and that's exactly what you'll see. So I'm gonna put it, the 2 lining pieces. Again, you always wanna do wrong sides, and I wanna leave I want the hospitals to see the vacuum bags, I want them to see that so that they know that they can use them. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna put the 2 cotton pieces together first, okay? Then you're gonna put your filter bags. You're making a sandwich. Filter, cotton, filter, okay? And wrong faces always are facing in. I'm sorry, right faces are always facing in. So you want to see the back side of whatever fabric you're using or liner. I don't think it's gonna matter too much if they see it, but I think it will just give them easier, it's gonna let them know easier that the bag or this mask has a filter on it. And I've been stitching down my seam allowance. So as you can see, liner, vacuum bag liner, cotton, and like I said, I wanted them to see through that there is a liner in there. Stitch down my seam allowance here. All right, so then I have my face of my mask. And again, you put right sides together. In this case, the vacuum bag liner is going to be on the top. The backing of the lining is going to be in the middle, and the face is going to be on the bottom. I feel like that was confusing, but just trying to make do here. So I am just a sewing crazy person, so I like, again, to sew down my seam allowance to the inside of the lining. Anyone who knows how to sew knows that this is called raised stitching, top stitching. There's different names for it all. It just helps from the mask from rolling. So now I also came up with a new technique for the hair ties, because I felt like they were pulling on my ears a lot. Again, just stitching down the bottom. I felt like it was pulling on my face a lot. So then I'm going to do a top stitch on the bottom. Again, this is just to keep the mask from rolling. Okay, so this is the part you probably are all waiting for, the hair tie portion. So you take your hair ties, okay, cut it in half. I would suggest just doing it right at the part that it's conjoined. This is perfectly good elastic to use. And then what you do is you take the two open ends and you just want to fold them in about 1/4 of an inch. Less is better, to be honest. And then you're just going to put the elastic hair tie at the top. And make sure you like back tack over it just to make sure it's secure and in place. And again, I'm not going to put this mask on because then that wouldn't be very sanitary, but this seems to work really well. Hair ties! Alright, do the other side. Make sure your back tack over it to keep it secure and in place, because the last thing you want to do is have a break on someone when they need it. And there we go. We got our mask. So it has the liner on the inside. You can feel it. It's got like a crumply feel to it. There we go.